Superman saves the day again. September 11, 2001, two planes with around 90 passengers each. That both planes crashed into the Twin Towers. First, one plane crashed in one tower, and as that first plane crashed, all the people who were around the building, all the TV channels, all the people who were inside the buildings, all the people went in panic mode. Something such was happening in front of them, which they could not even believe. All the news channels had started to cover this thing, because they had not seen such an accident till today. I am telling it as an accident, because at that time people thought it is an accident. Many people were thinking that it is such an unfortunate accident, that maybe the pilot of the plane might have suffered with heart attack. That is why the plane went and crashed, and that building. For the whole America, in fact for the whole world, it was a very disturbing event. All the people were in shock, and all the news channels were covering it live. And after that, the second plane, it crashed in the second tower, and this crash was seen live by the whole world. This was the biggest terrorist attack of the whole history, which had happened on September 11, 2001. 9/11 was such a day, which had changed the whole world. But this is just the one side of the coin. But the other side of the coin, it gave birth to a very scary, but a way of telling the potential truth, which is the culture of conspiracy theories. This is all about 2001, but the most fascinating thing is that, in today's time, 1/3 America believes in this thing that whatever had happened, it was not a terrorist attack, but it was a government plan. Osama bin Laden, the leader of the terrorist group Al-Qaeda, he made a plan that he will attack America. And Osama wanted this attack at such a level that America should get moved till its core, and he succeeded. Osama planned that two commercial planes will crash into the Twin Towers. Twin Towers were the most iconic building of America, New York. But the two planes that had crashed in Twin Towers, other than that there were two more planes, one of which was going through Pentagon, and potentially the other plane was going towards White House. The plane that was going towards Pentagon, that had crashed in Pentagon. But the plane that is told be going towards White House, it has crashed first only. After the planes crashed in Twin Towers, something happened, which has started the world's biggest conspiracy theory. When both the planes had crashed, then there was fire in both the buildings. And after that, one building collapsed, oh my God, and after some time, another building also collapsed completely. But in the world's biggest terrorist attack, what did people notice due to which world's biggest conspiracy theory had started? Watch this. The lady that are with me were on the in the World Trade Center in the first building, and escaped through the lobby, where they believed there was a bomb in the lobby. And as we were coming out we passed the lobby, there was no lobby, even before the crash. But how there can be bombs inside World Trade Center? How is it possible? There is a bomb and the buildings start clearing out, and those bombs exploded before the crash. I believe that censorship started from very beginning, because when I was telling my story, they told me that no, cut this out, cut this out. It was the first hijacked plane. It was the first hijacked plane. No, hello, there was the explosion before the plane hit the tower. So basically, if we see the order, then first the bombs exploded. After that planes have crashed. And after that the buildings have collapsed. But even if there were bombs, then what was its requirement? First bombs exploded, and after that the building crashed. This thing was told by Donald Trump also. I happen to think that not only the plane, but there were bombs that exploded almost simultaneously. From here this conspiracy theory had started, that we know that very big commercial planes crashed into the Twin Towers. But even after that the Twin Towers were standing properly till a long time. They were standing, but the way in which both the Twin Towers collapsed down, it was not because of the crash. It was a demolition. What do I mean by demolition? When any old buildings are to be removed from any area, or when they are to be disappeared, demolition is used. In demolition, basically any building, or any old building, the main joints of that building, the main joints of frame due to which that building is standing, Over there TNT is fitted, explosives are fitted. And then they are exploded due to that the main joints of the building get weak and the whole building collapses straight. The bombs hit the lobby first, at the time of demolition as the explosives explode. The building straight away collapses, in the same way as Twin Towers fell down. This is one of the biggest reasons due to which this conspiracy theory had started. That the terrorist attack of 9/11 was government planned, was planned by the US government. Because terrorists can silently not fit TNT and bombs in the joints of the building for months, which explode properly in sync, due to which the Twin Towers collapses up to the land. Just because two planes had crashed in them. But why will US government do like this? Because US government wanted to go on a war with Afghanistan and Iraq, and they wanted a reason, and what can be a better reason than this? That the world's biggest terrorist attack is done on New York, in which two planes crash into the most iconic buildings. And those buildings get completely demolished. I don't think so US would have a better reason than this, to go on a war. Afterwards a reason was given that the planes that had crashed, the fuel that was there in them, the jet fuel which was there, that was burning after the crash, and due to that so much heat was generated, that the whole structure of the building had become hot and weak, due to which the whole building collapsed. Bullshit. This properly looks like a bullshit. Just once go and see the way in which the buildings have fallen. I don't think that due to the jet fuel burning the structure can get weak up to bottom. I don't think so. It is a proper planned demolition. At some places you can see the explosion of bombs coming out of the building. It is possible that after listening to all these things you might feel that, what is all this, who thinks all this? I will tell you one fun fact. Larry Silverstein, a businessman who had taken both the Twin Towers on lease. He had taken on rent for 99 years. Out of nowhere that person had taken terrorism insurance. Just 2 months before 9/11s, just 2 months before 9/11s, and as 9/11s took place. And after that Larry Silverstein has claimed back doubled. Because attack has been there at 2 places. And this fact had fueled the whole 9/11s conspiracy so much. It has increased so much, because after listening to this you can also doubt. It's very possible that all of this was planned. If we get into this debate, that this attack was government planned, or not, then whatever I have told till now they kind of make sense. But whatever I'm going to tell you ahead, the proofs that I am going to show. After listening to that you might feel that this is a bit more, but if you think carefully about them, it can really fuck up your brain. There is one more theory. I think US government had a very big benefit after 9/11s. And the benefit was that the US government could now full-on spy on anyone, without giving any reason. And this thing had been possible through Patriot Act. After some days of 9/11s, one act was passed. All law was passed, which was the Patriot Act, through it in whole America. And in main spots, US government had installed thousands and lakhs of cameras, through which they can spy any person, and not only through cameras. In any way US government could spy on anyone, without giving any reason. Because before that, if US government used to do anything like that, that person could complain. US government did not have that much power. But after 9/11s and Patriot Act, US government had got so much power that basically with any citizen, or any person who is in US, they could do anything. Many people think that the whole 9/11s plan, it has not happened in some days or some months. In fact, if this attack is government planned, then the planning of this attack is being done before 20 or 30 or 40 years. I will tell you about predictive programming. The idea that two planes will crash in Twin Towers, this idea in whole US population. In fact, it was somewhere installed in the brain of whole world. And it was being installed from many years. Through the media we consumed, over the last 20 to 30 years. In past years, whatever media we have consumed, whatever television we have consumed, whatever cartoons we have seen, movies we have seen, or movie posters we have seen, the idea that two planes will crash in Twin Towers on the specific date September 11, 2001. This whole idea was being installed in our mind from a long time. Through the media we consume, for once watch this. The possibility of 9/11s was being fitted in our brain from a long time, due to which the day on which the 9/11 attack takes place. So we all should not go mad that what has happened. With time somewhere all of us should accept that something like this had happened. The theories and reasons that I have given just now, due to this only 9/11s is one of the biggest conspiracy theories. If we think then, the people who were consuming all this media, and earlier times, if they would have concentrated with them, they would have been able to predict 9/11s, if they would know about predictive programming, and if they would have noticed that such things are very common in our media. Earlier the people could predict 9/11s to a certain extent. But the question is that, if predictive program is going on, then through that only the idea of 9/11s would not have been put in our mind. How many other things would have been there which have been put into our mind through predictive programming, which maybe we do not even notice? We do not know there might be so many things which we are seeing from years, which we have not noticed but are fit in our mind somewhere. And it is possible that all those things might occur in future. And then we go in future and think that wow, maybe it was also predictive programming. Because whatever we consume in our whole media, we have seen this thing again and again.